This is the NBA Life with Matt Bonner here on WKXL 1450 and WKXL1450.com.
Look at that crossover. Matt Bonner just crossed over Mark Madsen.
For the past 4 seasons, Matt Bonner has taken New Hampshire basketball fans on a ride through the NBA. Inside the biggest games, on chartered flights, even on the karaoke stage with Eva Longoria. Every week, the Concord native talks about the NBA life with radio broadcaster Chris Ryan and sports writer Kevin Gray, who've covered Bonner since his rookie season with Toronto to a championship year with San Antonio.
Showtime! Joining us right now from Phoenix, Arizona, where the San Antonio Spurs are taking on the Phoenix Suns, he is Matt Bonner. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great, and thanks for taking some time to join us once again this week, and so far so good for the San Antonio Spurs as the series shifts.
Many topics through the years have included Matt's trip to China, his obsession with eating Subway sandwiches, and his favorite spot on the road, like the nearby bookstore in Phoenix. Mostly, the Red Rocket provides insight from the court, such as the double overtime win to kick off Game 1 against Phoenix.
What were your thoughts on that unbelievable Game 1 victory for your team?
Well, I think it's the best game I've ever been a part of since I've been in the NBA for sure. And just big shot after big shot after big shot. Both sides. I don't think you can get much more of an exciting game, and it was great to kick off the playoffs with that kind of win.
Well, take us inside your practice in the locker room for playoff time. How different is it when you guys crank up the intensity on even walkthroughs the day before a game?
It's completely different. It's like a switch goes off. It's way more serious, way more focused.
Back to that shot that Tim Duncan made in Game 1. Was that the most emotion you've ever seen him display during a game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for sure, he comes across in the games as being pretty level-headed, kind of having a poker face. But I think anyone who hits a shot like that, especially Tim hitting his first 3 of the season to tie the game up in our first playoff game, is going to show some emotion. He definitely did.
This year, Chris Ryan has taken the show to a new level by interviewing several of Bonner's teammates in a segment called Around the NBA.
It's funny, we talk to Matt's teammates all the time. First thing they'll say is how cheap he is. The fact that he walks everywhere, drives a Pontiac Grand Prix while they're driving a Hummer or an Escalade. And the other thing they'll talk about is how hard he works. And that's, I think, the first and foremost thing when you want to talk about how good of an NBA player he is and how he's gotten to this level. It is his work ethic. It's a great lesson to be learned from anybody. And certainly Matt has continued to be a dominant player and has been able to be successful because of how hard he works.
A radio show can be heard on Saturdays on WKXL in Concord, and the interview appears each week in the New Hampshire Sunday News. This is Kevin Gray for UnionLeader.com.